An ugly win is better than a pretty loss. They all count the same. The Hawks stay alive. Staying alive. 6-3 with a win against the Bears on Thursday Night Football. Tyler Jones here to recap this one. And I got to say, it's twofold, right? The offense was awful. Just absolutely disgusting what we saw from this offense throughout the night. But then you look on the other end of things and you say, wow, the defense played phenomenal. 7 sacks. I mean, just outstanding. 2 from Leonard Williams, 1 from Devin Witherspoon, 1 from Uchenna Nwosu, 1 from Jaron Reed, 1 from Rayshon Jenkins, 1 from Derek Hall. It felt like Oprah. I know we're in Chicago, Oprah's hometown. It felt like Oprah that said, you get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a sack. Defense was great. And you had the game-sailing interception, of course, at the very end from Rick Woolen there to lock it up for Seattle. Just an awesome job from this defense tonight. The offense, Geno goes 11 of 23, 160 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. The run game, I mean, you try to find the small victories. You had over 100 yards on the ground as a group, 122. Charbonnet with 57. McIntosh, he was pretty solid tonight. 7 carries, 46 yards, average 6.6 yards a carry. Geno had some nice runs, too. 3 carries, 19 yards. The receivers, Noah Fant leads Seattle in receiving. We don't say that too often. 4 catches, 43 yards. DK, 3 catches, 42 yards. I got really pissed off with DK with that personal foul penalty. He's done a pretty decent job this year of not letting the emotions get the best of him like we've seen in the past. But then it was old DK again with that. JSN, his streak comes to an end of 8 straight games with 4 catches and 69-plus receiving yards. It was a nice run for JSN. He ends the night with 3 catches, 32 yards. Lockett with 3 catches for 22 yards. The tail of the tape tonight between these two, 265 yards of total offense. You're not going to win too many games when you only have 265 yards of total offense, but you're going to win a lot of games when you hold the opponent to under 180. So you get the good with the bad. Third downs, each team with 5 apiece. First downs was pretty close. Penalties, did a good job of keeping the laundry clean tonight. Just 3 penalties for 25 yards. Bears got the edge slightly on the time of possession. But, I understand. Some people are going to call this embarrassing. And I was hearing a lot of people in the watch party saying that the Hawks didn't deserve to win. And I wholeheartedly disagree. Seattle outplayed Chicago the entire night. They didn't finish drives. I get that. But this defense dominated. At the line of scrimmage, they did a really good job in coverage. They held Chicago to just above 100 yards rushing. I mean, this was a really good game defensively. Say what you want about the offense. And believe me, I totally understand. The offense looked awful. But the way the defense played, that's inspiring football. I mean, you go on the road, a short week, might I add you, and you hold that opponent to 3 points. 6-3. The under definitely hit tonight. Hopefully you took that bet if that was the case. But I can live with this, and you're still alive. Now we sit here, and we become big Arizona Cardinal fans on Saturday night and hope the Cardinals can beat the Rams. And then all of a sudden, we got a game next week, if that's the case. So I can live with it. I can live with what we saw tonight. On for another day from here. You made history. You became the first team ever to win 9 games and still lose 6 at home. But you got it done. That's what counts. That's what matters. What is your one-word reaction to the Hawks' performance tonight against Chicago? My one word is, okay. I mean, this, got it done. Got it done. Okay. Give me your one-word reaction in the comment section below. We had a great time on our watch party on Thursday night. Me, Big Tex. It was a historic night on the channel. And if you missed out, don't worry. We're going to be live for the Fiesta Bowl on Tuesday night between Boise State and Penn State. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll be live next week for the Seahawks and Rams game. We're going to continue to give you our daily coverage, our breaking news, our Q&A mailbags. I'm about to take a couple days off, go see the family back home in Tulsa, enjoy my Christmas. I didn't get to see them on Christmas because I was here providing Seahawks content for you guys. But I'll tell you this. If something happens while I'm away and seeing the family, then I'm going to say, hey, Dad, give me a couple minutes. I need to go record a video. And we're going to bring you in whatever we need. Even if I'm away with my family, I'll step aside for a couple minutes, and we'll tell you what's going on with your Hawks because it's just too important. We can't ignore what's going on with the playoffs almost here. If you love the Hawks, this is the channel for you. You got to subscribe now. Subscribe for free. We're getting close to 62,000 subscribers on the channel. Join us each and every day here on Seahawks Today, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Let's tell you about our sponsor. That is PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You choose two or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Football, a big deal this time of year with PrizePicks is you got the college football playoffs going on. We're nearing the end of the NFL regular season as well. And with PrizePicks, right now, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And on top of that, you can get $50 to play for free when you play $5. You don't even have to win to get the money. Go to PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. This week at PrizePicks, you can probably guess I did not hit. With no offensive touchdowns, I did not hit with Geno and JSN. That's a doom. I did get the interception with Caleb Williams, though. Thank you, Reek. So small victories. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, proud partner of Seattle Seahawks Today. Geno, 17 of 23, 160 yards. The offense was not there. It was not Geno's best night by any stretch of the imagination. But the silver lining, I would say, if you're trying to find with Geno, is the mistakes weren't there. He didn't turn the football over. He had 2 fumbles, but, you had the recoveries and such. I mean, you didn't have the interceptions from Geno tonight. You did have the fumbles, but you didn't have the interceptions. So even though Geno didn't play great, far from great, it could have been much worse. He got it done. Charbonnet, we found out that K9 was going to IR. Now it's Charbonnet time. And Charbonnet wasn't bad. 15 carries, 57 yards, 11-yard long. And he and McIntosh together. This can work. This can get you through. What I'm saying here, folks, is that throughout these next couple of weeks, because we don't know how long K9 is going to be out, the run game will not be an excuse. Just because you don't have Kenneth Walker there, what we've seen from Charbonnet and from McIntosh in filling in those roles, it's not an excuse. If they lose the Rams, if they lose early in the playoffs, whatever it may be, it's not an excuse for this team. The run game, they got the running backs, but can the offensive line do their part? That's another story. Happy for Noah Fant to lead this team in receiving. Made some nice plays tonight. Usually it's not a great sign when Noah Fant's leading this team in receiving, but hey, you still won, so I can live with it. But been a while since we talked about Noah Fant leading this team in receiving. DK, 3 catches, 42 yards. Let's stop the personal foul stuff. Let's clean that up. DK, you're not 21 years old anymore. You're a grown-ass man. Stop that. It's time to grow up, DK. I think that's a fair thing to say. You can't really be mad at JSN for only having 3 catches and 32 yards when he's played so good leading up to tonight. Sure, it wasn't his best performance, but he's been so good. Eventually, it was going to catch up to him, and I have no doubt in my mind that JSN is going to bounce back and play really good here down the stretch. Who was the Hawks MVP against the Bears? Weigh in the comment section and let us know who you think the MVP tonight was. All right, final thoughts. Let's talk about the defense here. Caleb Williams, he certainly looks like a rookie tonight, holding him to 122 yards. And because the NFL does where your sack yardage is reduced from your passing yardage, unlike college football, which reduces in rushing yards, that means the team total tonight for the Bears was 76 passing yards. Wow. Witherspoon with a sack. We mentioned Leonard Williams with a couple of them. The TFLs tonight, you had 10 TFLs on the evening. This defense looked awesome. And I hope it continues. Let's see it again next week against the LA Rams. You know, the season might be ending soon. It might be. But I think what we can say, what we can measure about this Seahawks team, based on what we've seen in recent weeks, and even heading into the offseason. And I hope the season's not over yet by any means, but just hear me out on this for a second. We can say that there's a lot of reason to be optimistic about the direction of this defense going into the offseason and into 2025. You know, we very well may see the Hawks end up with a 9-8 season for the third straight year. And, you know, I'll say this much. The last two seasons, we came away at the end of last year anyway, saying to ourselves that was a disappointment, that this team underachieved. And Mike Macdonald was brought in to take this team to another level. And although if they lose to the Rams next week, it might end up being the same record, the difference now compared to those previous two teams is where this defense is at and how much better this defense is. So although the win-loss record at the end of the day might be the same, the outlook on this team is much better for its future than it was at this time a year ago, and I think that's a big deal. Grade the Hawks' performance against Chicago. A, B, C, D, or F. Weigh in the comments section. I mean, it's a C win, and that might be kind. I think you hold a team to 3 points. That's pretty dang good. Give me your grades in the comments section. Subscribe now to Seattle Seahawks Today for continuing Seahawks coverage. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.